Oh, hey, it's me again. Coming to you from a new locale, wearing swag from a school I don't even go to. Um, it was my dream a long time ago, but I got waitlisted, so whatever. Story for another time. So, hi, guys. Oh, the camera angle is weird here because I'm on my bed. Okay, here I am at home. It is the second to last day of my spring break. I've literally been doing nothing. I literally, when I'm like, oh, I did nothing, but I literally had done nothing. I have been sitting on the couch in my living room watching Netflix, and I finished Dexter. Yay! That's just another TV show that I can add to my plentiful list. So anyway, I'm coming to you today. It's Saturday, March 15th, if anyone's curious. It's 7:07 p.m. I'm coming to you today with a little review of the Character Performer Auditions that I went to at the beginning of my spring break. It seems like it was 8 years ago already, when in reality it was a week ago today. Technically it was a week ago tomorrow, but I left on Saturday. So anyway, I just want to put a little disclaimer in here. Before anybody continues watching this video, I just want you to know that I did not make it through all 3 rounds. So if you're looking for somebody who has more information than I do, feel free to stop watching this video. I will not be offended. But if you want to hear about my experience anyway, then keep watching. Okay, so here's the deal. I attended the March 9th auditions in New York City. Because last weekend was daylight savings. Ooh, the lighting just got weirder. You can see me! Anyway, because last weekend was daylight savings, my dad was like, oh, you don't want to go, because I live about 3 hours out of the city, so maybe it's like 2.5. I live in upstate New York, not in New York City. So anyway, my dad was like, oh, you don't want to go down there at like 4 in the morning. You might as well just stay overnight. So my mom and I took a train down Saturday afternoon. I meant to film some footage of like my journey there, but I just didn't. I didn't feel like it. I had no interest. After I got accepted for attractions, I really didn't care about Character Performer anymore. That had been a previous dream. But then I was like, whatever. So I was already like not really that interested in going to the auditions anyway, but my mom persisted and like was like, go do it, like you might as well go and get the experience. So I am glad that I did. Anyway, so we took the train down Saturday evening. The auditions were Sunday morning. Sunday morning, they said to come and check in at 10:30 a.m. My mom and I left our hotel at around 9:30-ish, maybe a little bit, 9:45-ish maybe, and we went to the Starbucks, which was like it was literally like 2 feet from the audition. So we went to the Starbucks and waited in the longest Starbucks line I think I've ever waited in my life. We waited a good half hour for our goods. Didn't get out of there till a little after 10. It was about 10:15 by the time we got to the audition, and the line was already out the door. So I should have known then that it was going to be an insane experience. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat my breakfast. I don't even care. So I ate my bagel and I drank my Frappuccino, and then I was like, all right, might as well go get in this line and get ready to sign in. So let me explain to you how this happened. So they held the New York City auditions in a dance studio. And so there were 2 different rooms, and they were adjacent to each other, and you went into the one room, and that's where the line started to check in. The line snaked about 3 or 4 times before it went back out the room and then back into the next room, where it snaked another like 5 times. So that's how long the line was. I kid you not, I waited in that line for 2 hours. I didn't get out of the line until 12:30, and it was ridiculous. It was a really long line, and it took 2 hours to wait through, but I finally did check in. I got my number. I was number 280, and they took my height after I got my number and signed in, and then I went and waited. And basically what they did is the first round was teaching a simple 8 count, and they took about 100 people in the room at a time, and what they would do is they would teach you the 8 count. It was 4 counts of marching, a jazz square, 4 counts of skipping, and 2 pivot turns, which it's basic dance moves, to be honest. So it was really not a problem for me since I have had 18 plus years of dance experience. So they did that. They took about 100 people at a time. What they would do is they would bring everybody into the room, and they would taught them the 8 counts of choreography, the 2 8 counts of choreography, sorry. And then they would make them go back outside in the hall and line up in number order, and they would call in like 4 people at a time to do the routine across the floor, and then they would pick you based on the 4 people that they're watching. I was in the last round that they called because I was 280, and the numbers went up to about 325 to 350, maybe? That's what I would say. Yeah. So I was in the last round, and I watched many people come and many people go, and at the end of the time, I was one of them. But I really was not. I honestly could not care less. I couldn't have cared less about these auditions, and I feel really bad about it. I'm glad that I went, and I'm glad that I got the experience. But I went and I did my little thing or whatever, and then they brought everybody back in the room and they called off the people who they wanted to stay, and if they didn't call your number, then you were free to leave. So I was one of those people who was free to leave after the 3rd round of auditions. There goes the lighting again. This is very strange. I'm sorry. I had read online and I had watched YouTube videos of people who had gone to these character auditions either last season or 2 seasons previous or just seasons in general, and I knew that the chances of getting called back to the next 2 rounds were slim to none. The round after the one that I was cut after, the first round, the second round was when they would have you do an animation exercise. And the 3rd round, I think it was when they kept people back who had strong dance experience, and then they videotaped them. From what I read on Tumblr, that's how it went anyway. I obviously was not there. A guy in front of me, let me tell you, actually, hold on, let me explain why I was so apathetic. I honestly couldn't give a shit less, and so when I got cut, I was like, whatever, no skin off my nose. I really didn't care, to be honest, and let me tell you why. The only reason I would have wanted to be a character performer is to be a parade performer, because like I said, I've been dancing for ever and ever and ever, and I think it would be really, really enjoyable to perform with Disney Entertainment. However, I learned by reading the small print that there's no real distinction for being a character performer, a parade performer, so that this guy in front of me explained it best, where he was like, you could be Cinderella one day and you could be Stitch the next. There's really no oh, you're this person all the time, every day, 24/7. And I'm like, you know what? I have absolutely no interest in being stuck in a stuffy costume, and I obviously don't look like any of the princesses, so I can't do that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I think that even if I got what I wanted, I wouldn't be getting what I wanted. So I was really okay with not advancing any further than I did. On the other hand, I did witness a full-on meltdown from a girl who was not so apathetic as I was. She was in the first 1 to 100 people, and she came out after getting cut and got on the phone with, I'm assuming, her parents, and just lost it. I mean, she started sobbing hysterically. She was like, I didn't even make it past the first round. And I'm like, I felt really, really bad for her because she obviously wanted that way more than I did. And I'm like, oh my God. But at the same time, I was like, you had to know. There was over 350 people there, at least. I shouldn't say over. I'm like, you had to know that there was a slim to none chance that you would have been picked. I went in there with absolutely no expectations, and I wasn't let down. So that's what you have to go into these things with. So overall, what I would recommend is to watch vlogs or read blogs or whatever about people who have done these auditions before, and definitely go into the audition confident and happy. Definitely smile and have fun, but don't expect anything out of them. New York City is not the only audition that they had, and at the end of the day, they're probably only going to select about 50 to 100 people, so I really wouldn't be too, character performer is the only thing I want. Like, this girl, two people in front of me was like, oh, I'm only doing the DCP if I get character performer, blah, 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 and I was like, okay, your whole experience is riding on this? Whatever. So I think she was already accepted for main entrance ops, which is not a bad role at all, so I don't know why she would complain, but whatever. So that's my 2 cents. Also, I would recommend not going in Disney wear. This girl dyed her hair this obnoxious shade of red and had one of these starfish clips in, obviously trying to look like Ariel. And this other girl was wearing this Minnie Mouse shirt, and it wasn't a shirt with a picture of Minnie Mouse on it. It was red with white polka dots, and she got a lot of compliments on it, and it was really cute. But I really don't think that dressing like a character is going to make them pick you for a character. The Ariel girl got cut. I think the Minnie Mouse girl did not get cut, but still, it looks like overkill. Obviously, we all really, really love Disney, or else we wouldn't have been there. So I would recommend not doing that. And also, bring water. Bring something to do. There's a lot of waiting. And there's something else. Oh, dress in something comfy. Don't come all made up in hair and makeup that looks like overkill as well. I would recommend like yoga pants or like jazz pants or whatever, and like a tank top. I mean, it's also really hot because you'll be dancing and moving, so be comfy, dress in something that that accentuates your best features. And yeah, so that's basically it. Obviously, I wouldn't go completely by my experience because, like I said, I was not chosen, nor did I even make it past the first round. But that was my experience, and I just wanted to share it with all of you. So yeah, character auditions, yay! That's that. My next video will be my bucket list, which I'll probably film on Monday. Tomorrow I am packing and driving back out to Syracuse, so I will most likely not be vlogging tomorrow. So bucket list probably Monday. Maybe. If not, then probably Wednesday, because Tuesday I have classes and dance and everything. This week is show week, so it's going to be really hectic. I may not even have time for a video, so we'll see. Keep an eye out for me, and I will see you real soon. Good night, guys.